Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Mahavidvishavahaihi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. So we did verse 12 last time. The verse 12 said, the self cannot be reached by speech, nor by mind, nor even by the eye. So he was talking about when it's speech, meaning all indriyas, organs of action, and not even by mind. Mind includes intellect also, and not even by the eye, all the sense organs represent. It cannot be reached by that. How can it be realized? Other than the people who have realized, they say that it exists. That's what the whole idea. That hey, this is not something somebody can point out, but you have to just have Shraddha. So the whole verse 12 was telling you about Shraddha. So now let's see what is the next one. Astityevopalabdhavyah tattvabhavena chobhayoho. Astityevopalabdhasya tattvabhava prasidati. Asti is existing. Something exists, asti. Is there. Isness. That's what it is. Iti is thus. Eva is alone. Upalabdhavyaha. So those two words are very important. Just remember that. Asti and upalabdhavya. Upalabdhavya means usko uplabdh karna, usko mil jana, or to be realized. Tattva bhavena. Tattva bhav is a little kind of charged word, and we will see what it means as the truth or reality. When you are in tattva bhava, you are in connection with that higher self. That's what it means. Cha is and. Ubhayoho, of the two. Asti iti eva uplabdhavsya. Of that way, self which was earlier realized as existing. What they are trying to tell you is, this is very confusing the way they are describing, that when we come to see the verse, then you will see that first you have to believe that it exists, then you will be able to realize it. Agar shraddha hi nahi hogi to you won't be able to realize. Tattva bhavaha, a true transcendental nature. That one para prakriti, they were actually beyond even para and para prakriti, that pure Brahman they are talking about. Okay, that's tattva bhav. Nature, prasidati, becomes favorable or disposed, means usko, you realize that. Okay, that's what it means. Okay, so what are they saying in this verse? So like I said, there were two words, asti and upalabdha. So first we have to accept it, that this is the Brahma Tattva or Atma Tattva, Drishta, whatever you call it, knower of the field, as the origin of the world. And now we saw already in Bhagavad Gita, the origin is that Brahman and it has two Prakritis. So he's saying that I may not know this, obviously, but I have to believe what the Shastras or the Guru is telling me. I have to have that Shraddha that it exists. That's where asti. The first point is, without that acceptance of the existence, you can't move forward. After you have accepted it, फिर वो उपलब्ध होगा, and through the tattva bhava you will get it. That means you have to realize it as my true essence. उसको तत्व भाव बोलते हैं, जब realize हो जाता है as my true essence. So those are the 2 points, that main thing over here, asti and uplabdh. So he's saying that who is the seeker? We are all seekers, right? So in this class, if you are not a seeker, you won't come to this class. So what a seeker does, he accepts the Guru Vakya, Vedanta Vakya, and says, yes, it is there. Okay, and then he, after he accepts that tattva bhava develops, and with that tattva bhava, that reality manifests to us, or prakashit ho jati hai. Ye prasidati word hai na, it becomes known to us. That final state of it. But the journey is, that asti tattva bhava and then prasidati, or uplabdh. And so, he's saying that there is a story in Vedanta, and Tejo Mahananji told us, and everybody will understand that story. You have heard it, definitely, this story. But the way he explained it a little more deeper about that story. And the story is about these 10 people who crossed the river, and they went on the other side. And then one wise person, so-called wise, he said, hey, let's count, 10 people. We are all are there or not. You've heard the story, right? So usne count karna shuru kiya. He counted 9 and he forgot to count himself. And then he started, oh my God, 10th man, where is the 10th man? And then the conclusion was he drowned and, he didn't come back. And that's it. Sab rone lage, So that's the story. So then when they were crying, there was a wise person, true wise person came. And he said, why are you crying? So he told the story. He said, okay, why don't you guys stand in line? I'll count. So he counted and he counted 10 because, so he said, see? So he said, Are, aisa kaise ho gaya? The guy who was counting, he said, because it's, firstly, the first thing he said was, the 10th man exists. Okay? And he's saying, oh, then who is that? It said, it's you. Okay? And then finally he said, oh, me. Okay, and then he realized it was me. So you see the 3 stages. First is this man, the 10th man who was crying and all that. He has to first accept this fellow that, hey, the 10th man exists. Who is it? And the Guru said, it's you. So that's the second stage, pointing. And then he said, yes, it's me. That is the uplabd. Usko mil gaya wo. So that's the whole depth of this story. And this story is, they are referring to that the student goes to the Guru and says, hey, where is Brahman? I want to know. Or where is God? Can you please tell me how to reach God? So he's saying, God exists. He said, oh, where is God? Hey, it's you. Because God is within us, right? And then, how can it be me? And then he does meditation and all that. And then finally he says, Aham Brahmasmi. Remember, you heard of this. So see that journey? It's the same thing. That, first is acceptance. Then you work in that direction to understand it. So when you just accept somebody else's word, you have to have Shraddha in them, number one. And then it's called Paroksh Gyan because you are just accepting the existence of it. It's not your personal experience yet. Okay? And that same Asti means existent converts into me, myself, Asmi. Aham Brahmasmi, like that. So it is me. That's the whole journey, how Tejo Maharaj was explaining in this. So direct knowledge, indirect knowledge becomes direct knowledge. That's what it means. And then the other important thing that I thought was a very interesting thing, he said, there were 10th आदमी रो रहा था, right? कि भाई वो डूब गया, ये हो गया, वो हो गया. जब उसको पता चल गया कि अरे 10th तो डूबा ही नहीं, वो तो मैं ही हूँ, उसका सारा sorrow चला गया. They say, okay, once you know Brahman, all your sorrows go away. So in this story also, same thing happened. Once he realized, all the sorrows went away. Because he was just reminding us of the previous verses in this particular, Kathoupanishad that we studied, that it said, Tadati Shokam Atmavit, means the knower of the self goes beyond all grief. That's what we had learned. And so he was just saying in this story also, it fits. And then it also said, one verse that we did, Harsha Shoka Jahati, means he goes beyond the pair of opposite, joy and sorrow. Actually, खाली sorrow से नहीं उठता है, वो joy और sorrow से ही ऊपर उठ जाता है. That's the main thing. So, in nutshell, it is first the acceptance, then inquiry, and then you get it. So Tejo Maharaj, you were just making a point. He said that some people say, because in the world, when you transacting with the world, if you believe in God and you have some experience and all that, so you are firmly established, not super firmly, otherwise we'll be all, hum log ko moksha mil jayega, but relatively more you are established, and then you come across Nastic people and then you say, oh, will they ever change their mind? Will they ever believe in this? So Tejo Maharaj said, the first step they have to do is believe. Uske bina nahi ho sakta. And he's saying, if you take this man, the 10th man, जिसको wise man ने आके बोला, नहीं 10वां आदमी मरा नहीं है, वो है, right? समझो at that point वो सुनने को तैयार नहीं है, बोला नहीं है ही नहीं, वो तो मर गया. अगर कोई ऐसा जिद पकड़ ले, you can't do anything. Even है या नहीं है उसको कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला, वो तो रोता ही जाएगा. So that's what it is. So the Upanishad, they're again and again saying that you have to have Shraddha, otherwise you're not going to get it. And anyway, this is the verse, and the next verse will be that, hey, once you get that tattva bhava and the blessing of the realization, then what will be your state? That will come in the next one. But this particular one is, hey, you believe, you do the inquire, and you will find it. और एक बहुत अच्छी कहावत है ना हिंदी में, ढूंढने से तो भगवान भी मिल जाता है. So that's what they're saying. ढूंढो, ढूंढो. Any comment, question? Anybody wants to add anything?
Umaji, this last line, true nature becomes manifest. Is it the same as self reveals itself?
Yeah. That's, there are poetic ways to put it, different angles to put it. Self-reveal itself. Absolutely. Because the saints and sages say that the finite is trying to know the infinite. The difference is so big that you need the grace of the infinite to get it. That's all, It kind of teaches us humility also. That's all it is. So true, what you're saying. Because we studied in all the different Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita that you can only do an effort to a certain point. After that, you have to just leave it. It's like the Nadi has, come as far as the ocean. Now ocean is taking it in and saying, okay, now you become me. The moment it touches that ocean, it becomes it. Just poetic way of saying. Yeah. And then when it's going to happen, nobody knows. So you just keep doing your effort and surrendering, and then boom, one day, hopefully, God will say, I think this person has done enough effort now. Just let me give him the experience.
God says कि ये 12 बार फेल हो चुका है, अब तो इसको पास करिए.
I know, दया आ जाएगी ना आप पे. ये इतना सब कुछ छोड़ के गीता क्लास में जा रहे हैं.
But Umaji, this is also true that no matter how hard you try, you may never get to that point.
I mean, but some swamis will say, तुम लोग पूछते हो कि हो कितना टाइम लगेगा, वो मजाक में बोलेंगे पूछो कितना जन्म लगेंगे. Don't be under hurry. In a sense, be in a hurry, but don't have that anxiety because we don't know. You can just do the effort. That's why Lord Krishna said, do the karma, result is not in your hand. It's not your department. Don't go to that department and say, I want this only. Because you're not qualified to tell.
If you want it, if you meditate because you want it, you will never get it.
Because that will hold you back, true. At the end, you have to surrender that thought also. Remember, we studied all that. Yeah. The full surrender means you can't even say, give me right now because I deserve it. अरे लड़ना शुरू कर दो भगवान से कि भाई मैंने इतना किया, मेरे को अभी के अभी दो.
See, I have a theory on this, that we all are born with certain DNA and with certain ratio of sattvic, rajasic and tamasic. And all we are doing is trying to change that ratio and accumulate for the future or even now, don't know. So, because you never lose whatever you have earned, like they said in Geeta. So, after say 1,000 lifetimes, you are very close. And so you separate from your body will still be there. But you will be looking at that and be very close to getting there. So those people who like Ramakrishna and all, They had already done all that in the previous life.
Yeah, we talked about that. That when people get it, their previous journeys are there, and that's why you get attracted to certain things. And all of us who are sitting here studying Gita, also this doesn't happen just like that. You try.
We are moving towards it.
Yeah, you have done some sadhana somewhere, which you are attracted to this thing. Otherwise, it won't happen. Yeah, true. No, all of that is true. Yeah.
But my feeling is the ratio can be changed, but I don't know if it can be changed drastically or changed for Valmiki or others.
No, you are true. See, the ratio can be changed in humans only. That's exactly what the journey is. That a lion, you cannot make him vegetarian, no matter how much you try. And the cow, you're not going to make him